Made on Zencaster.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
you want to hear a really good impression of me and Jimmy doing a dial-up ton at the same time?
no.
Come on.
Okay.
You could have said, no, we're going to do it anyways.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Billy.
And I'm Jimmy.
We are the Bulk of Skull Podcasting, and we want to welcome you to the numbskullery that is the Zeo to Hero podcast,
where creators and fans come together to share their love of their fandoms.
Welcome to this fun-filled episode of Zeo to Hero, where I am always joined by Jim, the one man who proves that some babies are dropped on their head by accident, but he was thrown at a wall.
Wow.
Sir, it's pronounced fact fiction show. Get it right, not fun facts.
And there's no introduction for our guest because everybody knows her and everybody loves how she just talks the mess. She's the one. She's the only. She's the one that can swing and swerve, but bump and hit the curve. And it's Sam.
Damn.
Oh, that was great. I've been waiting on that one since 8 a.m. this morning when I was driving. Oh man. So, what has it been going on in the days of Sam? I know that we had a name change for you. You used to be called Firelord, but then it just kind of changed to Big Daddy Sam. You got to give your little backstory to that.
Well, okay, so that, what was it, like a week or so ago? Somebody fucking commented on my TikTok, okay, daddy, or some shit like that. And I was just like, wait a damn minute.
Like, who's his daddy?
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think a girl could be called daddy, but like, I'm all for it. I don't give a shit. So yeah, I've slowly made that a mini cult in my brain, and everyone that's in the Discord is now in that cult unwillingly. So everyone's just gonna have to deal with it.
We're gonna Heaven's Gate on July 4th, right?
No.
Jesus. No.
Drink some.
No.
drink some root beer. But the trick is, I don't like root beer.
Oh man.
Wow, this episode got dark quick. All right, guys. So
see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we venture again on another Pride-filled episode, what do you think, Jam? Should we grill Sam on this one too?
Well, I asked Sam if she wanted to be on the episode today because she's a really big supporting ally of the LGBTQIA plus community. And I wanted to get her opinion on it's a lot of letters, a little bit too of community. I kind of want to talk to her about being an ally and seeing how things would change since, we grew up at the same time. And so we both saw how things have changed, but I want to see what her opinion is on it as being an ally and not being someone who's part of the community. Well, not part like me, and not someone who grew up like Billy did, who was completely closeted to anything called a book at all until he was 25.
Me no read.
So,
also we're also getting a different perspective because we grew up in Texas and Sam grew up in New York. So
God,
let the nasty taste in my mouth.
just fucking put me to the stake already, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, we're mailing you a steak. Don't worry. Just do it yourself.
Don't worry.
Okay.
But yeah.
But I really want to have Sam come on and talk to us about that kind of stuff and we know Sam is sassy and everything else and Big Daddy Sam, but I'm pretty sure she has some insightful comments.
I don't know if they're insightful, but my journey with being an ally and everything like that, there are some only, I guess, me kind of things that would happen. So I've got some stories and whatnot, of course, like I always do. So
all right, well, let's you ready to rock and roll then?
Yeah.
Billy, are you ready to learn something, Billy?
Get.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any learning to be done, but
Well, with
hey.
Billy, he's always trying to learn something new. It doesn't always take, but sometimes it does. I'm real proud of him. Real proud.
Thanks,
Real
guys. Thanks, guys. Y'all are day oneers. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna have the gates you in July.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, Sam, transition.
Yes.
Sam.
Yes.
Over some cheesecake. All right. So, we had Clayton on earlier this month, and we had Rachel on recently, and I asked them relatively the same question about growing up, and you saw all the people, like saw the Rangers and stuff growing up. Because we're a Power Rangers podcast, anyways, because that's how we're labeled now, apparently. Growing up, and you saw Power Rangers, and like how. From your perspective, like my perspective was Billy was hot and when he wore a tank top, it was gorgeous, and I don't understand why everyone liked freaking Kimberly. I didn't make any damn sense at all, and so I want to ask you what your opinions were, kind of growing up and like going back again and rewatching old Ranger episodes and like feeling differently about it, especially with David Yost coming out of the closet and talking about how he was treated on the show, and like kind of what your perspective on it.
Okay, so I remember when I was, like 4 or 5 when, Mighty Morphin did come out. At that time, obviously I was way too young to have, like, crushes on anybody. But I was always, like, into Billy. Like, he, for some reason, I guess because me being the nerdy little fat kid when I was tiny, he had glasses, I had glasses, like just him not fitting into the rest of the Rangers, how they were all pretty much good looking and like, they were just the stereotypical, like popular looking, like preppy teenagers. And then there was Billy, who was just, the standout nerd. And I felt more relatable to him than anything. And then, like, as I got a little bit older, when you do start to realize, oh, okay, boys are cute sometimes, I realized I did, like, have, like, some sort of, like, attraction to Billy. And then, like, as an adult, rewatching like Zeo, for instance, I saw Billy in that and I was just like, God damn.
Like, hello.
he is like top tier here. Like, he was like in his peak in Zeo. And
you're sitting there like, this better not awaken anything in me.
Yeah, I know. It's just like crazy. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And like, prior to me even rewatching Zeo, like years and years ago, I found out, that he was gay. And I was just like, okay, cool. That kind of makes sense for me, only because like this kind of transitions into my other stories. But I've had at least 2 ex-boyfriends that are now gay.
Damn.
So I have I guess a gaydar in a sense that I don't know until it's like after the fact. But like, I have no problem with that. Like, obviously, yeah, I'll be attracted to somebody if that does happen. And if they end up being gay, you know what? I'm not gonna be upset about it. I'm not gonna, try to force them, be like, well, I'm gonna turn him straight, I'm not that kind of person.
You're like, oh no. Okay, you're happy.
The great. I was gonna say the Great Sam Crusade.
Oh God.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, everything that David Yost has done, like, out of all the Power Rangers and everything, he is just the most, I feel like, collected one. He's the only one that doesn't annoy me on social media. He's not full of himself. He's just having a good time and making sure that, anyone that's ever supported him, even though, the producers and stuff back in the day did do him dirty, he's making sure that everyone is having a good time. He just wants everyone to collectively be, happy and enjoy things and stuff. And that's not what you see with any of the other Rangers, I feel like. Especially, I hate going into JDF stuff, but JDF is just, it's all about him. It's all about him. It's all about what he used to do. It's all about what he's done on the Power Rangers. And like, it's just, and I mean, we've seen the pictures recently. Jim has sent them to me of, you know, JDF straight up looking like Uncle Rico, like I've said for God knows how long, like with the gold chains and everything. He's going for his glamour shots now, and he doesn't even give a shit about anybody in the fandom, anything that he's ever done. It's like, well, I've done this. Goodbye, all of you. And it's just like, okay, great, thanks for affirming our suspicions that you're a total douche.
And then, like, what was the other thing where he's like, I'm kind of done with Power Rangers, but I'm filming a movie that's like directly related to Power Rangers.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
White Dragons
like,
movie thingamabobber, and I can care nothing
it's all
about that.
Him. That movie is all about him. It's not anything to do with the original or anything like that. Because if it's not about him, why would he want to do it? He's a narcissist in a way like that. So, like,
yeah,
that doesn't surprise me any. So forget that guy. That's why David Yost is the fucking best. He's awesome.
David.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? I feel like if the girl who played Trini, I can't think of her name at the moment. Yeah.
Hold on. Thu.
Yeah. I can't think of her actual name. But the girl that played Trini, if she was still alive, I feel like she would be up there with David. Like, I feel like they would have been the best team to, like, get, like, everything sorted. And I feel like if she was still around, she definitely would have probably helped him out. And this whole project that he has going on, it would have happened a lot sooner. And I feel like it would have been great. But, you know, unfortunately, she's not here. So
It was through Trang.
Yeah. Her.
Trini.
But yeah, like even with her, like, you know, going back to attraction and stuff like that, I always also related to her a lot more than Kimberly. Like, everyone fucking loves Kimberly, and that's great and all. You know, I've said it before. Yeah, I do cosplay as her, or I at least dress up as her, whatever. But I prefer Trini. I've always preferred Trini, and I don't know. I always thought she was the prettier one out of the two, and I also felt like she, you know, wasn't the stereotypical, like, cheerleader type either. Like, I didn't like that. Like, I don't know.
The Valley Girl thing was a huge turn off for me, to be fair with you. Like, complete turn off for me. Valley Girl just seems irritating. But Trini was, you know, the smart one, and, you know, the smart, friendly, like, you know, good, like, wasn't a Valley Girl, and that's why I liked her. And then we got the Kimberly Hart Ranger Slayer in the comics, and oh my god, that was intense. She was a lot of fun in that. And so I feel like without the Valley Girl kind of stigma with it, like, Kimberly Hart becomes more attractive.
Well, yeah, of course,
but then you also got a bunch of fans in the fandom who are just kind of one-noted, and it's just like, well, all right, so guys.
Like, the Kimberly fans, of course, like, mainly are dudes because they were attracted to her. They're just...
Don't worry, Billy liked her farts. It's all good.
I what?
Like, yes,
what?
Kimberly, my first crush ever. Like, blah blah blah. Like, okay, that's great for you, but
let's ask Billy. Billy, who was your who do you like? Who was your crush growing up?
I didn't have one. I just
don't you lie to us. You had a crush. Who do you like?
No.
Doesn't matter from what show. Who do you like?
Who did I like from what show?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. What show? Who do you like? We're gonna do not get. Don't lie to me. Who? Who did you like? Was it that one random, like? Was it that all my monsters? Black and white little monster. My monsters. The stick one.
The what?
Oh my god! I swear to Jesus. Okay.
I don't know.
Billy, I swear to God.
I swear.
What Ranger did you like growing up?
Now?
No, growing up.
Oh no, not growing up, but I got
When
one.
we were little, we could make fun of each other about it. Which one do you like?
No, I didn't have one growing up, but I got one now. It's that Ninja Steel pink girl. Holy moly!
Ew, really?
Yep.
Man, Billy, your standards suck.
Oh,
Yep.
great!
Mhm.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, this is my life. That's
Yeah.
what I gotta deal with. Yep. Okay, cool.
Hi, this is Ben from Baker Rangers, and soon we'll have a new show called Taku Tuesday. On this show, we talk about tokusatsu, Godzilla, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and even some more obscure tokusatsu that's out there. Just keep a lookout. Coming soon, Taku Tuesday, only on Baker Rangers.
All right, moving on.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Well, if who do you like now, Sam? Who's your like crush now? Well, not crush.
It'll forever be David Joyce. Always.
Okay.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like he's like a fine wine. He's just getting better with age.
You know, Clayton's the exact same thing. So yeah, I will say one thing: the guy who played the yellow alien ranger, all right, the guy who played him, he has a beard that just does not quit. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. It's majestic looking.
And then the guy who played Chip, the yellow Mystic Force Ranger,
Yes.
that guy, he aged very well. Oh my god! I was like, hello. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. If you want to know, just look them up yourselves, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on. So, like, okay, so then growing up, while growing up, you saw. We had this conversation before as well with other people, but you grew up and you saw that LGBT or the rainbows weren't really represented in TV, right?
Yeah.
In TV and media and stuff you were watching growing up.
Yeah.
And now you can go back and rewatch it and you see like these characters who are kind of gay, but not really gay. They're never really explicitly called gay, right?
Yeah.
And so how did you realize that? Like what point did you like, oh, hey, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so when I was younger, I don't remember how old I was. I was probably maybe like 8 or 9, something like that. And like the Ellen show, not like the Ellen DeGeneres, like her talk show, but
Yeah,
like whatever TV show sitcom thing that she had. I don't remember what it was called.
The Ellen DeGeneres show, something like that. I remember that.
Yeah,
because she came out on the show.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, my mom was watching that episode in particular, and, you know, she's like, oh, I'm gay. And, like, I turned around to my mom, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And she was like, you'll find out when you're older. And I was like, that doesn't help me.
I want to know what now, Mom.
Yeah.
What does gay mean?
So, like, you know, I had no idea. And, you know, back then, we didn't really have access to the internet like we do now. For me to fucking Google that shit. I mean, we had Ask Jeeves back then, but I'm pretty sure my parents had a parental lock on that shit, so I couldn't ask Jeeves anything.
Jeeves, what's gay? I don't know. Like, don't ask me these questions. Your mom's watching. But yeah, Billy and I had a very similar thing. Like we talked about in Clayton's episode, which we linked below, where there was a character that came on ER. That was our mom's like favorite show was ER, and there was a character came on who was dying of AIDS or something like that. And when she talked to us about that, it was like, oh yeah, I know. You know, gay like AIDS isn't really just a gay problem, but it's a problem that's for TV a gay thing. And she talked to Ear off about it for a while. So by the time we got to like 3 months into it, we were completely desensitized to the whole idea of gay, straight, and lesbians. Yeah. And so we're sitting like, oh yeah, no, gays are fine, whatever.
I get that.
So I give them a lot of flack, but I'll give her props for that for helping us not be considerable douchebags about people being people.
Yeah, I get that. So my gym teacher. Of course, stereotypical gym teacher story. She was also my neighbor, right?
Okay.
I live right next door to her.
Wait, does she tell you can't do does she say you have to do the rope climb?
Oh my God, no. Luckily, this was elementary school, so like we didn't have rope climb in elementary school, thank God. But she was my elementary school gym teacher, and she lived next door, and her name is Bernadette. And now her wife, who I did not know for the longest time, like her wife was like fairly older than her. I want to say at least 15 years older than her. Her name was Nat. And, you know, when I was little, I didn't know. Like, I thought that was her mom. I thought she just lived with her mom. Because, like, no one told me. No one told me. And I was like, okay, you know, and not until I got maybe until like middle school, right about high school, is that it all kind of clicked. We had neighbors that lived behind us, like diagonally behind us. So they lived right behind Bernadette and Nat. So they were back-to-back neighbors. I was diagonal back-to-back neighbors from them. And those neighbors, it was two gay guys. And I knew they were gay. Like, I obviously knew. Like, everyone knew. Because every night they would have these parties at the house during the summertime, loud music, like everything. It was a great time. Like, I would open up all my windows to like my living room and stuff, and I would like listen to the music while they would play it. It was great. And like they started incorporating Bernadette and Nat into these parties, so it would be like this one big gay rager.
Oh man, that's so much fun.
And like obviously because I was, you know, a child, I could not go to these things, but like just hearing the music and hearing everyone have fun, it was pretty cool. And like that's when it clicked to me that, you know, Bernadette and Nat were also gay. And
we're a very stereotypical couple.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool, you know, whatever. And you know, that did not change my idea of Bernadette at all. Like, I was just like, okay, cool, you know, she's doing her. I really did generally think that was her mother, because she was so much older than that. I mean, Bernadette.
Did you do the Paul Rudd thing? Like, okay.
Yeah, it was just like the light bulb went off, and I was just like, holy shit. And then I was just like, okay, whatever, you know, just the epiphany of that was just like, wow, okay. Why didn't anyone tell me sooner? Like, why did this not get brought up and no one told me? Because you just left me here just assuming the whole time that this was her mom.
Well, like with that, like, I do like the fact that we have shows nowadays that incorporating like lesbians and gays into the show, like for kids.
Yeah.
And it's not really like a big thing. It's just like, oh, hey, no, they're gay. And so we're not going to have situations like you and I and Billy had when we were younger, who were sitting there going, what the hell does this mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is gay? Or like, what the heck is a rainbow flag? Yeah, stuff like that.
See,
and
like,
so
even when we were younger, like, I don't remember rainbows or anything really even being tied into, you know, being gay. Like, anytime I saw like rainbow stuff, I always like associated it with like the disco and 70s and like stuff like that for some reason, more than I did ever tie it into people being gay. And that didn't really even start to happen until I was in high school.
Let me ask you this: when did you find out? When did you find out what the Stonewall riots that happened in New York? Did you find out when you were growing up, or like after you graduated high school and stuff?
I think it was after.
Yeah,
I want to say it was after, because I don't remember
learning about it in school,
being discussed or talked about at all while I was in school.
Okay.
At all.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because not a lot of, like, now there's more places teaching about it now, but back when we were growing up, it was kind of swept under the rug because, well, no one talked about it. And but transitioning from that, some of the best coffee I've ever had was made by a lesbian. Coffee.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm kind of bummed that we don't have the video on today, because I'm really proud of my mug.
we'll put photos up on Instagram and stuff. Don't worry, I got you.
I know.
And you got your own Instagram account, which is.
Oh, which one do you want to talk about?
Which one? Which one are you gonna support? Come on, throw it out there.
I mean, I support both of them, so that's
Fine.
the worst part is I have 4 Instagram accounts, but I only talk about 2 of them.
Jeebus. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got.
Throw out the name for your Instagram and TikTok real quick. The ones like Power Rangers support it.
Okay, Power Rangers, excuse me, supported. Both are the same. Rebel Ranger, XX, 2 R's each time, in each.
I was trying to let you get that throw out there, so you have it. So like, oh hey, yeah, go check it out, and so then you reinforce it into the show.
It's like she threw the line out with the bait on it, and they got caught in a tree limb.
Yeah, pretty much. That's usually what happens with stuff with me. That's, you try to do one thing and 10 other things happen in between. So.
Like, oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But the other Instagram is just RoarXX89, I think. I don't think the 89's there. Maybe it's just RoarXX. I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. I don't even know what my handles are. That's.
You're the worst. Okay. You're like the worst kind of guest.
like we've talked about previously, not on the podcast, but like in person. I am not good with usernames. I'm not even good with my fucking username. Clearly, like I don't pay attention to usernames. Okay, so anyone in the Discord that does watch this, I'm just letting you know, unless I don't recognize your icon, I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just having a conversation with the fucking air at this point because I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just talking.
And she says this, and me and Jim can actually agree with this.
Like we had the video off on this one. She's got to confuse us 4 times. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's bad because like I will go and I'll screenshot stuff and I'll send it to you guys and I'm like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand this person is. Oh, that's don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If you liked Mark as the Red Cornish Ranger, you might like the Zeo to Hero podcast. The Red Cornish Ranger is a proud partner of the Zeo to Hero network.
If you want to see more of our partners, like Baker Rangers, Neon Lights, and other friends of the show, follow us on all the socials at Zeo to Hero. Yay. All right, so we're gonna jump back into this from the break, and we're gonna talk a little bit about gay coding, and because us growing up, we saw gay characters. I use that with quotation marks, heavily quotation marks, because they weren't really gay. They were just words and like things they did that were kind of like towards the gay community, but not really there. So you can kind of pass it off and be like, oh yeah, he wasn't gay. Wink, 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 wink. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So one of the big ones that stood out to me, like going back through and like rewatching old episodes of Power Rangers, do you remember Lightspeed Rescue?
Yes.
Remember Kelsey, the Yellow Ranger?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so the very last episode with her in it was the last episode. She went off with her female friend. Wasn't gay. Like, she wasn't lesbian, but she was really close with her female friend that never really brought up in the series at all, ever, and no other romantic interest at all in the whole series. But she left with her female friend at the very end of the series. So yeah, the movie kind of that kind of got me thinking about what other characters could be gay coded. And down the road, we talked about this in Clayton's episode that Will was a gay coded character in he's kind of a gay coded character in Stranger Things. He's not really interested in anyone else but Mike, who's completely oblivious because Mike's completely oblivious.
Because like especially with this past season, you can really see that when he comes to visit, like, Mike, obviously he's got 11 and he's not going to think about anything else but her. And, that's just tearing Will up inside. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. It's so bad. The jealousy is so thick.
And I feel like, I guess he's such a sweet kid. And like he spent all the time on underground or
upside down.
Upside down. Oh man. It's such a,
and like there's a scene in the latest episode or the latest season where that girl is messing with Will, and Will does not want nothing to do with this woman.
Like, nope.
Yeah.
So,
nope.
But yeah, there's gay coded characters, and since we are a Power Rangers conspiracy theory channel, apparently, well, I have a list. I have a list. Okay, so we have Kelsey, the yellow SPD Ranger, Bridge, the green SPD Ranger. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm only saying this because I think this. I'm pretty sure Sky, the blue SPD Ranger, was ace. I'm like 95% sure. So like asexual, so not sexual, like doesn't seem sexual at all.
Yeah.
Xander from Mystic Force.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe Chip, but I'm pretty sure Xander, he was ace or some kind of gay. And same with the pink and yellow, pink and blue Ranger, the two girls that season. Yes. I know they were supposed to be sisters. I know they're sisters, but like I'm pretty sure one might be gay coded. I'm pretty sure it's the not the pink one, it's the blue one.
Yes, the blue one.
Ronnie from Operation Overdrive, the Yellow Ranger Ronnie.
Yes.
My personal favorite, Antonio. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure is super gay for Jaden, and I've said this like multiple times already. But yeah, and then you got Izzy, and so the only ones I can think of. But that's my list. I'm checking it twice, and I'm crying a little bit about
Santa Claus.
Yeah, chill out there.
Hey, dude, every Christmas, I swear to God, every Christmas, Liz is like, I'm gonna dress you up as Santa Claus, and you're gonna hand out Christmas gifts to everyone in the neighborhood. I'm like, not a chance.
Thanks, Sam. You triggered Jim.
Well, I'm gonna have to come to Texas and team up with Liz and make this happen.
I dressed up as Santa Claus one time. When
I have a photo evidence of this. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's really sad because he looks all pathetic in it. He's like, oh, I'm so sad.
Thanks. Yeah.
You did look. Well, it got really bad where mom showed up and started pestering you, and you just sit there trying to cut your own wrist.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Why does the candy canes cut?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Why?
Like, come on, damn it. Let me end this.
Yeah.
But there's been a bunch of like gay coded characters throughout, the early 90s, 80s, and heck, even 70s that,
Yeah.
But they weren't explicitly said that they were gay until more recently because, well, we haven't lived in a society that's been super helpful towards having gay people.
No.
Not so
gay
recent.
people are, well, gays are recent. Now we got trans who are now the new super devil.
But it's crazy because, like, I remember, when I was younger, like, you knew about trans people, but, like, there wasn't really a word for it yet. Like, as far as I remember, there wasn't, trans wasn't a word that I remember as a kid. Yeah. But I do remember seeing, like, documentaries of, like, random men that wanted to dress up as women or wanted to become women. And it was never, like, the women wanting to be dudes at all or anything like that. It was mainly focused on men wanting to become a woman. Like, you knew about, drag queens and stuff like that. And that was a little bit more accepted because people were just like, okay, they're dressing up, this is just for fun. This is what the gays do, whatever. But then there would be like, it would become a problem almost, or more taboo with the people that, wanted to be full-time women. And that's when, shows on like TLC or whatever would depict these people and be like, how could they live such a life like this? And they would it would seem so bad that they were doing it. And, you just were being taught, don't do this or you're going to be a freak,
Yeah. So
terrible.
What I realized a little while back, was it's not acceptance of the lifestyle. It's this hatred of awkward sex. So it was never like the lifestyle. It was always that it was a taboo because people who hated these ideas of people who are transgender, people who cross-dress, people who like the same gender. It's not the lifestyle. It's not the fact that exists. It's the fact that people sexualize it, and so like they can hate something that's sexualized. Like oh yeah, like look at the new current political strife we have right now, where people are calling transgender people like groomers, like pedophiles and groomers, because it's not the fact that they exist; it's the fact that they only think of it as a sexual deviant act.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so it's never more than that. And so if you only can focus in on one topic, like you can singly focus in on this idea that it's a deviant sexual act, then voila, you could demonize people super easily because no longer are people, they're just sexual deviants. And so and then this was a thing back in the 70s too. Like in the 70s, gays were sexual deviants. And so that's why they could hate on gays all the time back then, even before that, even back to the 50s. And if you want a real quick history lesson, it's kind of fun. So transgender has been around since the dawn of time. It's been going forever. You know who actually destroyed a large chunk of transgender history? The Nazis. There was an amazing library of transgender history in Stockholm before they burned it to the ground, and the Nazis just completely destroyed the entire history of it. Hence why we don't really see many transgender things in history till like the 50s and 60s. We don't start seeing something until then, because it was destroyed. Everything, like there was a procedure in the 30s that actually successful transgender procedure in the 30s that was completely wiped off the face of the planet because they burned the library to the ground.
I also saw that. I was watching a documentary the other night, and they were talking about how some of that stuff was held in Warsaw too, and then Warsaw got hit, and as they were getting hit, they were trying to evacuate all the paintings, the paintings, documentation, everything, and then now to this day, it is very rare. Yeah. Like if you have a piece of this documentation, you're like entitled to like millions of dollars.
Yeah,
like
I mean, a lot of it got destroyed. A lot of it, a lot of stuff got destroyed, and the Nazis were really, really good about destroying history. Like very good at it.
And the one show I saw, it was Expedition Unknown, which I never thought would like bring to light a lot of the stuff that was happening in Germany that was like being documented and stuff.
Yeah,
but he was talking about a lot of that stuff. That
those Nazis were really good about destroying data.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're super good at it. And then there was also profiteers at the time too. Like America was a huge profiteer of the Nazi regime, and so we were making tons of money off of it. Actually, if you really want to know something kind of crazy, so we actually the second most spoken language in America before World War II was German.
Believe that.
And then after World War II, we changed the name to French fries or Freedom Fries for a little while. We adopted English as our main language, even though it's not really in the books. It's our main language. Everything's written in English because we did a full 180 after the Nazis because they went too far. Yeah. That's what it was. They went too far and they got caught. That's what it was. So yeah. Welcome to History Lessons. Zero to Hero today, guys.
Yeah.
Hope you all feel that.
Yeah.
No, but I actually before we get too far into it, I do want to give a little shout out to our guy Willie, who was talking. He's on the Discord server, cosplay dude, and he was talking. He asked me if it was too far because he apologized for how he viewed his religion. So he said he was a Christian, and that there's a lot of people in the Christian community that do not like or hate on gays, transgenders, and stuff like that, and use the Bible as a weapon to execute these ideas. And I straight up told him, like, dude, you don't have to feel bad about your faith because it's not your faith that's causing these issues. It's people who use your faith as a weapon. And you should never feel bad about yourself.
You can believe whatever you want.
Yeah,
But as long as you're a decent human being about the situation and you're not a total douchebag, you're fine. You shouldn't have to worry or have to apologize on the behalf of all those other people. You're not like that.
Yeah. I should have told him you don't need to apologize for your faith. You are a good person, and you've never shown any reason for us to, never showed anyone any reason to think otherwise because you're a decent human being.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have told him, don't ever think of your religion as a fault of your own. Like, it helps you become the person you want to be, and it helps you grow to be the person you want to become, and be happy with who you are, and do good things. And and coming from a guy who's read a bunch of different religious texts and everything, and most of them all say the same thing: don't be a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to. Just don't be a dick. Like, why?
Like I can quote you verses all day about being good to your neighbor and stuff, but it's whatever. Whole different story for a different day. That's not gonna be part of this episode because it's gonna drive a lot of people away. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, these guys are crazy." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, we know we're crazy." So we want to keep the people who's trying to be here today.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So now onto the other fun stuff we have planned for the rest of the episode, where we're just gonna let Sam roast people. All right, Sam, who do you want to go up to first?
Okay, well, so I already explained this to Billy and Jim that, like, as much as I would love to start like calling people out one by one, I kind of will go way too hard into each person, and I don't want to be sitting here hurting feelings or anything like that, because I can get pretty mean, and I don't want people to hate me. I mean, I don't really care at the same
don't
time.
hate you, sure.
But it's just I'm gonna mention stuff, but I'm not gonna mention names. So if the shoe fits, that's on you. That's on freaking you. That's all I gotta say on that. But so let's go on to the first subject matter. That on TikTok, I feel like if your video quality looks like something out of a 2000s, early 2000s, I'm saying like
Potato cam?
2005, 2006 kind of era, like YouTube, flip phone shit, you should really reconsider what you're doing, because, like, first of all, we have the technology now for any phone to have a little bit better video quality than that. What are you doing? How are you doing this? What sorcery are you having to go back in time to make videos like that?
I'm more curious and scared. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm more curious. What the hell are you doing?
Like, exactly.
How?
It's just like, how, even with the shitty ass, like, prepaid mobile phones that you could probably get from Walmart, I have seen have better video quality than some people on TikTok. And I'm confused. How did you do this? What are you doing? And even so, like, if you know your video quality shit, go outside in the sunlight, get good lighting at least, because not only is the video quality terrible, you're in a dark ass room and I can barely see you anyway, which I think is probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing, because I probably don't want to see you, because if it's just cringe. It's just cringe. And it, like, I hate when people try to, like, get me to duet these videos or want me to, like, interact or stitch them or whatever, because, like, I don't want to be associated with these videos. Like, that's just how bad it is. I'm like, oh dear God.
Can I just add to the fact that, like, some people do a video and it's like they smudge their camera lens with their finger and like, oh yep, that's Picasso.
But that too, like, it's like some of these videos that they post are like, do you not look at them before you post them? Do you not? This also goes into when you're doing an audio on TikTok. Do you not see that you're not lip syncing correctly to the audio? Like, you're like a few seconds off or a few seconds ahead, or your lips just don't even match. Like, you're just moving your mouth to make it look like you're saying words, but they don't match up. Like, do you not notice you're doing that?
Just say watermelon, get it over with. God, just mouth the word watermelon and be done with it.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like, one of the things I've learned to help with the syncing situation, because I know when I started TikTok, I was the same way, but, like, I would look at the video before I posted it, and whatever, like, looked close enough, that was what I would post. I wouldn't post the really bad ones, but I would post the ones that I was like, okay, this can pass. But like,
Okay.
you, what?
Okay. So I know. Okay. So you're saying that, and it made me think about something that happened recently on TikTok. Okay. And so it was a Ranger cosplay thing that happened. I think
Okay.
Billy knows what I'm going to talk about. But so this person's okay. So this was one random person. I know I'm just diverged entirely on this topic, but I don't get on TikTok often, so this is something I went and looked into. This person said someone said something really mean comments to them about their cosplay. Okay.
Yeah.
And they blew up in the Ranger sphere of like all the cosplayers, and everyone started following them and all this other stuff in between.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, this recent account is, you know, they're trying to do cosplay stuff, but someone said something really mean to them about it, and everyone jumped on board to defend them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the TikTok was active for like 3 years
Oh,
beforehand.
I know who you're talking about because you talked to me about this too.
And then the video that had the mean comment on it was recent, but they had the same video like 10 months ago, and no one said no traction at all on it. So I think it was a staged. Look at the tinfoil hat on.
Well, okay,
tinfoil.
so I
staged
think
thing.
because honestly, like that same person that you're talking, because I know exactly who you're talking about because we've talked about it. Recently they posted another like hate comment, and like they went off and they were like trying to defend themselves over it, and I was just like, are you trying to get the attention again? Like at this point, like I at first, like when you were talking about them, I was just, I tried to defend them a little bit. I was like, maybe it's just weird TikTok algorithm bullshit. This is why this is happening, you know, But like, now that they've done it again, but them,
we're with them, yeah.
They are not getting the
same amount of like feedback, right? It's not
yeah,
the same.
they're not getting the same traction as they did the first time this happened. Now I haven't really seen a lot of content after that second, oh, I'm gonna, bitch about this hate comment, situation.
Yeah. And so like, I noticed that again, and I'm like, well, I think there's something else, like, it's manufactured, because like I know there's a lot of guys and stuff in the TikTok and in the Rangerverse who are kind of, not a lot, but there's enough that are kind of really douchey and like really full of themselves, but like. God. It's a one-hitter quitter for most of them. Like they'll do it once and they give up because they don't get anything back from it.
Yeah.
And so, or like they get blocked, or like they realize it's not really usable at all for anyone, and so they move on and get over themselves. And like I know you deal with that a lot. And like these guys show up and they say crap, and you just like, oh, whatever, and they leave you alone after that most times unless you block them. But like, I feel like there's a lot of manufactured controversy happening right now in the PR like fandoms at the moment.
It's crazy because like honestly, like for the most part, anything controversial that happens on my end with stuff is usually somebody talking about JDF and them wanting to fight with me about this, and usually the fight is one-ended because like all they could say is just because, and I'm like, that's not a fight, you moron. Like, come on.
Think out your argument, Ben Shapiro. Come on.
Like, exactly. And it's ridiculous. But
I like that that incident that happened the other day where like somebody commented on your appearance. Yeah. And then as soon as I comment on his appearance, he had to play the disability card.
Well, that's the thing. Like that was, I think he deleted the whole thing too, because I went to go like look at it and it wasn't there.
It was gone when
because like it was the video that I posted about, me being hot as your ex or whatever, as one of those stupid joke TikToks that I usually post. And you know what? You were. What do you mean I was? What do you mean were? What the? First of all, I don't even know who you are other than a mutual on here. Secondly,
what the hell twas?
Don't make it look like I was involved with you at any point in time, because we've never spoken. Never, ever that I know of. So, no on both ends. And then like, you commented defending me, and he, played the disability. I'm fucking disabled. I'm fucking disabled. So it's okay for me being a disabled person for you to comment that. But as soon as it gets turned back on you, that's a no-no. That's a no-no.
Thin-skinned little punk ass little.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
oh man.
Absolutely fucking not.
And like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have people like that in the PR community, and I'm not saying everyone in the PR community is like that, but like, they're real easy to back down pretty quickly. Like, most of them like will buck up for a second, then they back down like, oh yeah, now I'm stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I'm thinking like this controversy thing is like manufactured. Like, because most times like, they'll back down pretty quick.
Like the worst part is it's like those people that I was just saying, like with the early 2000s filming, they're always the first ones to talk shit too. They're always the first ones to be the cocky ones. Like, their content is the greatest thing known to man. And I'm like, do you not see how cringy you look?
Oh my God.
Do you not see it? And like, don't get me wrong, but like, the fact that a lot of them think that using the rain filter on TikTok inside their house is some kind of edgy move. Why? It's like
edge lord.
They are going to be the cringiest content you'll see if they have rain inside their house. And I can't help but make fun of every single one of them. And they all know, because I've called them out before. Don't use rain inside. Do you have a hole in your goddamn roof? Do you have a fucking hole there? Like, why
Did someone leave the tub upstairs on? What's going on here?
Why are you using... I'm waiting for these to use the snow filter. Because now I'm going to be like, do you live in a box? Like, what?
Like, what's going on? Like, if you're paying rent on this place, you need to get in touch with your landlord right now. Get that freaking boiler fixed.
Like, you have some household issues that you need to be taken care of and not making TikToks. Like, if there is weather happening inside your home, put down the phone and call somebody. Go fix your fucking roof.
The next topic here, can we just say that we saw like a while ago, but I kind of like bring it up, because Sam wants like they're talking about doing a comic series for some of these like TikTok users that cosplay, and they have Sam as a Ranger Slayer in this thing, like in a little demo sketch. And Sam, I think it's hilarious.
Sam, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, how do you feel like being immortalized by a pencil?
Listen, so like a year ago, I think I was one of the first people that this guy drew as a Power Ranger. I want to say his name is Lazaro or something like that. Like I said before, I'm not good with usernames. The only reason why I slightly remember his is because I've talked to him numerous times, and that's really,
And he drew you with a pencil.
Yeah, he did. The first drawing he did for me last year, that is my favorite out of, I think, the two that he's done for me thus far. The first one was my favorite. It came out super awesome. I had that as my icon for a while. But as soon as he started drawing Mark and the dude that does Lord Zed, somehow or another this comic started coming up. And I only know very, 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 very little about it. Like, it was brought up and I was like, cool, sure, whatever, go for it. And that's all I really heard of it. So if it happens, then hey, awesome. If it doesn't, then it was a cool idea. But it would be cool to see how that plays out, how that goes, how who's gonna write the comic for that, because God, that is going to be a interesting.
Well, you gotta throw Mark in there, and you can't understand a damn word he says anyways.
Well, I mean, all I could see in the comic is like his character just holding a cup of tea, sitting in the corner, just being like, "This is stupid."
No, everything's on fire, and he's sitting there drinking tea. This is fine.
Almost, you know, like a Deadpool kind of way vibe, like him just being like sitting there like all, you know, I don't know. I don't really know how to put that,
Hey.
but like it's just weird. I don't know how I don't know how he's gonna tie in Lord Zed, the Ranger Slayer, and the Cornish Ranger, and what I don't know how that is going to play
What
out.
isn't Lord Ed, not Lord Zed?
It's Zed, but we call him Ed.
See, okay. Speaking of, I'm going back into.
Can we get Can we get like one guy with two Zed helmets to be like, I'm Eddie?
Oh my god.
Eddie, come on now.
No.
But going back into my small rants, okay, so I won't call him Ed only because anyone that has called him Ed reminds me of all the morons here that go, let's go Brandon for Biden. Like that's the energy it's giving off, and I'm just like, I don't want to be associated with these people. I just don't. Like this shit is so annoying. Like, why do you gotta do why do you gotta do this? This is not even funny. This is not funny, like at all. Like to anybody. Maybe to them, but it's not to me. I'm just like, this is dumb.
It was funny for about 30 seconds, and after that, stop.
Exactly. Like
it's like those people who run a joke into the ground, or people who still use Internet Explorer. Just let it die.
That's the worst part too. Like one of the things, like yes, it took me a very long time to accept the fact that I was a nerdy person, and like I wanted to project like myself as a nerdy person and like let it be known that I was a nerdy person. Like everyone always knew that, you know, I was into like Power Rangers and stuff like that, but not until like I started, you know, using TikTok did I actually show it. But now it's become more of my personality, and like everything that I do kind of has it tied into it somehow, and I'm okay with, you know, being who I am now. It took me a very long time, but like it's hard being in that headspace of hiding my nerdiness, and I'm kind of like that bully that's, you know, going back to the gay thing, you know, the stereotypical like jock who's secretly gay picking on the other gay kids because they can't come out. I'm kind of like that, but in the nerd sense. So like I will still have that mindset of, oh, I need to make fun of the other nerds even though I'm one of them, and it's up, and I know that is, and that's why I make fun of everyone all the time, because I'm just like, how did they not see how bad this is? Like,
so are you the nerd slayer?
The nerd slayer.
At this point, yes.
The nerd slayer.
It's bad because like I'm so self-conscious about, you know, what I put out and what I want, you know, people to see.
You're entirely self-conscious of how you present yourself, and you feel like if you present yourself as a nerd and these people are there with you, like they associate you with these people, you know, it puts you off of wanting to present yourself as a nerd because you don't want to be associated with them because they're really cringy.
Exactly.
I totally get it, man. I totally get it.
Nail on the head there, because like it's like, yes, I want to be this nerdy person. I want to, you know, show off what I can do and all the stuff I have and all that stuff. I want to do that, but like then they see, you know, 2007 over there, their flip phone videos, and I'm just like, that's not who I am. And then like the weird, you know, trying to do karate kicks and morphing and all that on, you know, a video. I'm just like, my God, you remind me of, what is that movie, Role Models, with the McLovin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they all remind me of, McLovin doing the LARP shit, and I'm just like, oh my God, and I'm just here like Paul Rudd, like trying to accept things, and then in the end I come out, you know, LARPing myself. Like that's kind of how I see it, and I'm just like, oh dear God.
Well, like I totally get it. Like I totally get it, man, because like I'm a huge nerd. Like, and I know a lot about a lot of things for like the nerd culture stuff, but man, like I try not to come off as like condescending, because I know people like me are super condescending. I don't want to be condescending. I don't want to like come off as a jerk, and I don't want to be like making fun of people because they don't know what I know, because I spent the time to learn it. And like I always try to be like, oh hey, no man, you're a little wrong there. This is what's right. Like this is part of the lore and stuff like that. Like just making sure you know what you're talking about. And like I know I come off as condescending sometimes, and I hate it because that's kind of what like it sounds like, especially in text. And I'm like,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
condescending? And like I'm in the same boat you are, but in like a different genre.
Yeah.
I don't want to come off as that, and I present myself in a more fun, happy kind of manner, especially when I'm like in work environments. I always try to come off as more of a happy, kind of go lucky kind of person, even though I'm a huge nerd and know far more stuff that I should know about like stuff. And so I'm like, hey, yeah, and like wait, I'm like yeah, and like wait, I'm like yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got that. It just sucks because it's like, as much as like I want to be involved in everything, I just at the same time I'm like, God damn it. I can't stop, making fun of somebody or judging them or whatever. And then like a lot of the time, like if I do it to their face, I want them to realize that maybe they should change something or like try to improve something, but I don't know how to do that in a nice way. I cannot for anything. I'm just like, you need to humble your ass and realize that this is terrible. Please, just somebody didn't bully you enough when you were younger. Somebody needs to tell you, no, you cannot do everything when you get older. Just please.
There's a couple people like you sit there, you watch them, and you're like, alrighty then, cool. So you're happy, awesome, but like you want to try to tone that down or like refine that a little bit because
like,
that was pretty bad. Because like okay, because you'll go through, you'll watch people, and like you'll see like their first videos are like super cringy. You're like, okay, and then like later on, like later on down the road when they realize it was super cringy, they do these videos again. Like there's one guy who did morphing sequences or something like that was like super cringy. His first couple ones are super cringe, and like now they're like kind of fun. I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool. All right, man, like good on you. Like I like those effects you used. Those look freaking sweet. Like awesome, yeah. And so like some people never catch on, and some people do, and they improve on their stuff a whole lot, and like some people never catch on and like ask for donations to do their shipping stuff. I'm gonna leave it like that.
I can't. I have no room to say anything about donations clearly because I asked for the Rita stuff, but like at the same time, like the Rita stuff, I waited till I got enough money to, buy my stuff. And now I still have a little bit extra so I could go out and attempt to make the headgear and the staff and all that. And whatever extra money I do have, hopefully I can start, giving back to people. And I have been able to do that thus far. Like I got my friend a pop figure. I got you and Billy shirts. Like Billy shirt's still on the way, but it's nice to be able to take those donations and like give back at least and not just still continue to beg for money. Like all the money I'm getting is going back to everyone else. It's not just going
on the note of begging for money. If you guys want to help the show out, you can head up ko-fi.com/zeotohero and help the show out a little bit. Greatly appreciate
it. Thanks for joining in on this episode of the Sam's Rants.
The Sam Talk Cringe.
The Sam Talk Cringe.
I didn't even get all of it out either, which is the worst part.
We're gonna have to have a
part two.
A part two. So if you like this video, stay tuned for part two, like they say on TikTok. Because if you can't finish it in 3 minutes, then good Lord, you suck. Thanks again. Again. Thanks again for listening in. This has been a very interesting ride as Sam has proved that you could drop a baby by accident on its head, but she was thrown into a wall.
Wait,
and Jim is the only man that I know that can swing and swerve, pop the curb. I thought I'd reverse those.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, get out of here. All right, Sam. You have anyone you want to support, talk more smack about, or like people can find you?
Well, I'm always talking smack, always. So if you want to hear that, just join the Discord.
Sounds reasonable.
Join the Discord if you want me to just talk shit to you.
The link for the Discord is discord.zeotohero.com. Come and join the Discord, and you have to accept the terms and agreements. Come on, guys.
Do it.
Jeez, man, people sitting there in the welcome page, like, I don't know what to do. I'm pretty
Do it
sure
for
there's some.
Jupiter.
I'm pretty sure there's a thing there that says, "Do you accept these terms and agreements to be on the Discord server?" Just
Yeah.
read it. It's stock. Come on, guys. I haven't changed a dang word in it. Come on.
Oh, man.
It's just be nice. God. All right. So after that, though, you can find us over at everywhere you can find us for like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at zeotohero. And you can find me at notmypersonalplugs.com.
Right.
You can find Billy at nothispersonalplugs.com.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. You got anything else, Billy?
No, that was pretty much it,
All right. And then Immortal Wars of Zordon. Come at me, bro.
Oh, God. Ah.
You're taking too long. Let's go. Welcome back to Zero to Hero. We have Sam today. Good luck.
Good luck.
We should do like an episode of Zero to Hero, but like a Cliff Notes version.
Welcome back to Zero to Hero. Jim Zietti, Billy Ugly. All right, guys, we have new toys. We have white, red, yellow, pink, orange, and gold. Okay, and what else happened? Nothing. Okay, goodbye.
See ya.
Really
Bye.
fast.